The mind can never really be happy because it's made up of memories only. Desire and fear. Desire being the memory of pleasure and fear being the memory of pain. Both are superimposed on top of reality, the here and now. That's how the mind assembles itself and creates this state of ignorance.
A thing focused in the now is with me, for I am ever present. It is my own reality that I impart to the present event.
But we deal with things remembered as if they were real.
We consider memories only when they come into the present. The forgotten is not counted until one is reminded, which implies bringing into the now.
Yes, I can see there is in the now some unknown factor that gives momentary reality to the transient actuality.
So to say that there's some unknown factor that gives reality to this moment, this seemingly transient moment, is why spiritual teachers for the longest time have been referring to the egoic state of consciousness, the state of mind identification, as a state of ignorance. Because you already know what makes this more real than, something that just happened or something that's going to happen. You don't really need words put to it. We can try to describe what this is. But that attempt is also a kind of ignoring. You don't need to attempt to know what this is. Just as we sit here together, we can start to feel it. We can start to remember this more cleanly just by sitting here. This doesn't need to be taught. It can't be taught. It can only be ignored. How do you stop ignoring it? Well, stop claiming that you don't know where reality is. You do. Reality is that giant elephant in the room that's never left you. The present reality has been staring you in the face this whole time. It's never left you. You've never left it.
In deep sleep, there is no experience of the present reality.
So it's ironic that we would refer to a state of deep, deep presence, being completely immersed in consciousness itself, as a state of sleep. It's quite the opposite. The questioner uses the example of deep sleep at nighttime and implies that being totally absorbed in the moment means that you just blank out like some robot. But even with deep sleep at nighttime, if you feel into it, you can sense there is actually always a general sense of well-being there. There's no drawing upon memories or projections happening. So there's really no self assembling happening, but is there not still a sense of presence, of well-being happening?
We shall repeat the question we began with. Between life's source and life's expression, which is the body, there is the mind and its ever-changeful states. The stream of mental states is endless, meaningless, and painful. Pain is the constant factor. What we call pleasure is but a gap, an interval between two painful states. Desire and fear are the weft and warp of living, and both are made of pain. Our question is, can there be a happy mind?
So Maharaj points out that the mind can never really be happy because it's made up of memories only. Desire and fear. Desire being the memory of pleasure and fear being the memory of pain. Both are superimposed on top of reality, the here and now. That's how the mind assembles itself and creates this state of ignorance. It has nothing to do with truth. Memory has nothing to do with truth. We talked before about how life is a flow between pleasure and pain. Like a river, the banks are pleasure and pain. It touches both sides. It oscillates between the two. And it's only natural to move towards pleasure and then move towards pain and then back again. And the way to go beyond that hell is through acceptance. Accepting when pleasure leaves and accepting when pain comes. And the more that you do that, the more that you accept the coming and going of those two polarities, the more you go beyond them. The more of a neutrality towards the ups and downs of life starts to take over. And there's this peace that starts to become the natural state of things.
That is true when we desire pleasure or expect pain. But there are moments of unexpected, unanticipated joy. Pure joy, uncontaminated by desire. Unsought, undeserved, God-given.
One of my favorite quotes is, there is no freedom for you. There's only freedom from you. And that's what Maharaj means when he says that joy is only joy against a background of pain. That so long as you're identified with being the experiencer of life, you're always going to be married to pain and struggle. You can't escape this oscillation between pleasure and pain so long as you take yourself to be somebody. The only way is to go beyond, to transcend, to be of the body but not of it. And how do you do that? Just like I was saying, through acceptance, total acceptance of what comes and what goes. All of that produces neutrality. Neutrality is, you could say, the ultimate resting state of consciousness. Kind of being aloof to what's happening in life. Joy is kind of a natural byproduct, you could say. It starts to happen more frequently, you could say, the more that you kind of detach. It seems kind of paradoxical, but the more you let go, the more joy you invite into your life, because you start to pick up on the subtleties, the subtle things to be grateful for in life. And you extract joy from everywhere, everything. You could pick up a cup on your desk, hold it in your hands, and experience joy just through doing that, because you're utterly present. There's no division between you and that cup. And when you are holding something that is yourself, and you're bearing witness to that, you can't help but start to feel a joyfulness. But that can't be your raison d'etre, your reason for being. It can just be a happy byproduct of remaining, resting in this neutral space through acceptance.